School era.
Reminds me of enough.
Peace here, part 2 in class. Yes. Class is about Omar Johnson. They're trying to take away his license. And why? Why do other blacks infiltrate great scholars, doctors, educators? Why do they do this? When money is involved, all of a sudden, it's like you're like a magnitude of evil deities, evil content to come to destroy that man or woman who's trying to wake up the masses of their people. Not blood related, not descendant, but the people in the communities around the world. Why do we have this problem? Before we get into this, let's pay all due respects to the Creator. Without the Creator, who are we? They give us the ability to think and to create. The sun rises. Assalamu alaikum. Good morning. Amun. Let me get into it real quick. When I mean get into it, let me explain something to you quickly. Because you got to explain to people, because some people like children. You got to let them know from the beginning. And even if you tell these people, they still get into their concept. They don't know what you're talking about. But let me drop it to you real quick before we move on to part 2 of Omar Johnson explaining why they try to take away his license. I'm not no doctor. I'm not no priest, no minister, no reverend. I'm not no scholar. I'm not no archaeologist. I'm not no astronomer. I'm not a scientist. I'm not no mathematician. I'm none of those things. And I never claimed to be them. But I will tell you this. I am your messenger. My opinions, my studies, and how I feel on different issues. It ain't always based on ancient history, dealing with Peru, dealing with Atlantis, dealing with Kush, dealing with Kemet, dealing with Babylonian, dealing with Sumerian, and so on and so forth. We need to start talking about what's going on here in modern times and why our people seems to want to destroy each other. I mean, destroy, especially when money's involved. Yes, different people in the community have conned many people. But you got to be able to identify the wrong and the rights. Well, mainly, and let me explain something to you real quickly. You got people who will sit there in the small circle for whoever is trying to lead their people will get upset, jealousy, envy, all these things is floating around, this negative frequency that's constantly flowing. And the minute they get a chance to take your head off, I'm telling you, I know, I understand this. My platform is small, but I taste it. I taste how people will try to cut you down. I told you they blocked me on Facebook, they blocked me on YouTube, in different places. My own people smile on my face and then stab you in the back. It had nothing to do with money. Think about it. This is how people react. And then you want to sit there and tell me why we can't unite. The information is being told why we can't unite. But some of you just don't get it. You have people who don't like you, who wants to destroy you. It's just in their DNA. There's something wrong with them. Their deity is evil. And they love the system of things. They love it. Christmas, Thanksgiving, they love being a slave in the mind. They love going to the doctors. They love going to church and listening to that Roman Greek philosophy. They love it. They love it. So they go to church and they get entertained. They're not going to church to learn nothing. And then the ones that's so institutionalized in religion and don't even want to identify and understand their own concept of their own culture and their heritage. They refuse to want to know. So they get angry. This is nothing new. This happened to Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X, Khalid Muhammad, W.D. Du Bois, the Black Panthers. We could go on and on and on how black people who tried to make a difference was infiltrated by other blacks. And then you want to sit there and say, why we can't unite? Because you keep sweeping the answers underneath the rug. You don't want to know the truth. I just told you the first part. I was debating a young man 2 days ago. Matter of fact, it lasted for 2 days. Debating. I didn't even wear him out like the way I wanted to wear him out. Because after a while, it's senseless to debate somebody who constantly repeating the same thing. Doesn't have an open mindset to understand different dialogues, different theologies. So, you shut that down. Let them believe what they're going to believe. Let's get into Brother Umar Johnson. Let him continue talking. I'm going to be honest with you. I am vividly upset. Because here we go again. We get a magnificent brother like this, like him, that's trying to do difference in the communities.
Buffoon up in New York who did a 90-minute movie back in 2015 when that situation happened. But brothers and sisters, it ain't about them, it's about us. It's about our future. Let's talk about the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Academy in Chicago. There's 3 schools. One of them I'm confirmed to visit on Monday. Yes, I don't celebrate Christmas, but I respect all of you who do. And I pray to Almighty God, Now UMAR JOHNSON, that you are not worshiping a white Jesus on Christmas Day, but that you are worshiping the black revolutionary Messiah born in the caves of Ethiopia. That is my prayer for you all. But I have no problem with your Christianity. Whether Jesus existed or not is irrelevant. The story of Jesus, the example of Jesus, an unapologetically African black man who spoke truth to power, I don't have a problem with that. I simply ask that the Jesus you serve looks like you and not like your oppressor. But on Christmas Day, while you're spending time with your family, as you should, I'll be visiting schools in Chicago. The realtor was gracious enough to let me into this one school that we can afford. And although I'm looking at Detroit and Atlanta very strongly, if things don't check out there, there's a school in Chicago that I can afford right now. But I have to make sure everything else checks out in that school before we grab it. In Detroit, there is a school that we just found out about. It's in pretty good condition. They want a couple $100,000. We have that. I'm waiting for the realtor to get access to the keys so we can get inside and take a look at it. I begged the realtor, get those keys, brother. I get to Detroit on December 31st, get those keys so we can get inside that building on December 31st and do the walkthrough. Just like I'm going to get inside that building in Chicago, Christmas Day, and do that walkthrough. Atlanta, Georgia, we have one school identified, but it's going to take a little work to get it up. But I've since found 2 other schools in Atlanta that we can afford as well. So we working. Detroit, we working. Chicago, we working. Atlanta, we working. And if the school does not happen to be in your particular city where you are, just know that a school is coming soon. I am not interested in building one. I will go to Detroit and build one next year. Chicago, build one next year. Back home in Philly, maybe down in Phoenix, maybe over to Oakland, maybe in Little Rock, maybe in Raleigh, maybe in Baltimore, maybe in D.C., maybe in Milwaukee, wherever it's necessary. But we must do the work, brothers and sisters. Now, because of this attempt to destroy me, to have the state of Pennsylvania Board of Psychology strip me of my credentials, many of you have asked me, Dr. Umar Johnson, what can we do? Do you want us to show up? Do you want us to write letters? Brothers and sisters, I'm not giving you no directions. Do what your heart moves you to do. If your heart moves you to show up in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania on Monday, January the 8th, then you show up in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, Monday, January the 8th. If your heart moves you to write a letter to the chair of the State Board of Psychology, write it. If your heart moves you to write a letter to the hearing officer who will be overseeing my case at 9 o'clock on January the 8th, then you write that letter. Whatever your heart moves you to do on behalf of Dr. Umar Johnson, then you do it. But I will not give no orders, because this is a time I need you. I've always been there when y'all called on me. I've always been there. At great cost to myself and my family. I've always been there for you guys. Okay, so you do what it is you need to do. If Dr. King is in jail, and I'm nowhere near Dr. King, and please don't mistake my words for even suggesting that I can compare to the king. The prince cannot compare to the king. But if Dr. King is in jail, he shouldn't have to tell you to get him out. If Malcolm X is in trouble, he should not have to make a phone call and ask you to help him. If Marcus Garvey is being marked for deportation back to Jamaica, he should not have to call on his people to save him. His people should love him enough to save him on their own. So do whatever it is in your heart to do. I've been saving black children for 20 years. I've saved thousands, probably tens of thousands, probably hundreds of thousands. Psychoacademic Holocaust book has saved lives. I have saved lives. My lecture has saved lives. I would stop doing this work the minute I felt I could no longer save a life, black man and black woman. So do whatever it is on your heart to do, brothers and sisters. But I want you to know right now, as I've called on my ancestors, I have renewed my faith. I have renewed my confidence in myself. I'm going forward. I can't stop. I'm too close. So many of you have told me. So many of my, elders, members of my...
All right, y'all. I'm interjecting. He was talking about his book, and he's supposed to got a video called A Psychoacademic Holocaust. Now, I have that. I have this video right here. The special education on ADHD was against black boys by Dr. Umar Johnson. So he's not talking no bull crap. I have this video, and last year I showed this video, and so many of you did not understand why I was putting it out there. You see, he mentioned this, and I have it here. So it ain't no lie, it's reality. Special education is not for our children. But y'all sit up there and just go along with the system. This man been putting in work for years. For years. I'll show you again. I have the video. I told you. This ain't no game up in here. This ain't no game. I've got documents, videos for all type of issues. You got to be in it to win it. You want to be able to change yourself, the way you think, the way your behavior, because this is a freaking war out here. This is a freaking war out here. You got to understand that. We're just not born with other cultures. We're born inside our own culture who keeps somehow want to betray us. So I'll show you the video again so we can get back to Umar Johnson to say what he needs to say. Here's the video. I have it. I've seen it. I've watched it. It's magnificent. So don't sit around talking like this is not real or it's fake. The brother wants to build schools to help the black people in different communities here in America understand the concept. Instead of trying to destroy them, make videos, put them out there. Let people see that we're backing them up. That's why I'm making this video here for school for Sunday. Put these videos on YouTube, Facebook, so people can see it.
Spiritual team have told me that the closer you get to the goal, the more hate you're going to get. The closer you get to the goal, the more they're going to try to shut you down. The closer you get to the goal, the more traps that will be laid out before you. It's a shame that my own people did this to me. There's one sister on YouTube. I'm not going to call her name because I know she's thirsty for attention. She has a whole YouTube page dedicated to teaching people how to destroy Dr. Umar Johnson. And the irony of all these people who claim that they need to hold me accountable, they haven't held the killer of Michael Brown accountable. They haven't held the killer of Trayvon Martin accountable. They haven't held the killers of Tamir Rice or Sandra Bland accountable. They haven't held the killers of Philando Castile or Alton Sterling accountable. You haven't held any of them accountable. You haven't held the Ku Klux Klan accountable for all the black people they murdered. You haven't held the black churches accountable for all the money they stole. You haven't held national black leaders accountable for all the money they've collected and never accounted for. You never held the Urban League or the NAACP, and I'm not knocking any of them. But how is it you can skate around everybody else, and the only person you can hold accountable for in the black community is Dr. Umar Johnson? That's hypocrisy. That is absolute hypocrisy. To spend time trying to destroy your man instead of doing work on your own. How do you try to destroy your man who's trying to build a school? If you don't like him, keep it moving. But every day I got to deal with homosexuals trolling my page. Every day I got to deal with lesbians and transvestites trolling my page. I got to deal with black men who love white women more than black women trolling my page. I got to deal with coons and crackers and all types of other types of reactionary individuals trolling my page. Do I troll your page? I don't post comments. I've never posted a Facebook comment, hardly ever, unless it's happy birthday. I don't post comments. I don't make videos about me, about other people. I may have made 2-3 videos, and that's only because I was attacked by those persons. I mind my business. I have too much work to do to be worrying about what other people do. Brothers and sisters, you all know I started the organization Team Pan-African, the international movement for the independence and protection of African people. Well, I want you to know that in the new year, we will be coming back strong. In the new year, I will be bringing about a rebirth of Team Pan-African, and all of you who are serious about the work, all of you who are serious about the work, true Pan-Africanists, true Garveyites, you will have an opportunity to help Dr. Umar Johnson organize our people internationally. I promised my brothers and sisters in Africa that I would do an international Pan-African youth conference there. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Whether it's Ghana, whether it's Namibia, whether it's Senegal, whether it's Kenya, whether it's the Republic of South Africa, Zimbabwe, where I was just invited to speak the other day. It will happen. And I'm asking brothers and sisters from America who want to help me make this happen. My brothers and sisters in the United Kingdom. I have a lot of supporters up in the UK. I have not forgotten you. Although I'm going to take a break from speaking in the new year, for my brothers and sisters in the United Kingdom, I owe you a visit. You haven't seen me in 4 years. My London family, you haven't seen me in 4 years. You will see me. I owe London that. Because London and the entire UK, Wolverhampton, Bristol, all of those places have been very big, staunch Dr. Umar supporters. You will see me in the new year.
I was a terrorist since the public school era.
Stop self-hate. Stop self-hate. Stop self-hate. That's what a lot of you have. A lot of you have self-hate. So you attack. Or, my opinion, some of you infiltrate brothers like Umar Johnson because you're getting paid to do it. You're getting paid to do it. Why, when a man or a woman that's trying to uplift the people, the masses of people, and on that road of success, you will find one or two or a group of people trying to infiltrate them, expose them on different information, false doctrine, false implications of things they're supposed to have done, and then rally a group of people to destroy that individual. Then go to the government to say, listen here, this is what they do. You see, the devil is always at the work. The devil is always at work. The devil is when a man or a woman subconsciously choose to be evil and bring this out forth and then try to destroy something that's good. So those out there who watch this video, support Umar Johnson. This is why I tell you, do you buy black-owned products? Are you trying to help the melanated race to be able to identify who they are, to be able to educate and stay away from the mind system of things? You see, we all live in a system of things. You cannot escape from Babylon. You are in it all the time. You will always be in Babylon to the day you die. But your mind does not have to participate in the activities. You can uplift your people in the best way you know how. Remember when I showed y'all I was giving a lot of donations to Africa? I'll show you again. So, when I was explaining, I was giving a lot of donations to Africa. Okay? Thousands of children. This is why you're going to find out who is who. Everybody talks and everybody's saying this and that. But put your money where your mouth is. Now, I had used, at the time, this is 2011. So basically, this is 7 years ago. This was 7 years ago. This one is going to be 8 years ago, and this is 9 years ago. I used the foundation, Feed the Children, at the time when I started, digging in, trying to find what's the best thing to how I can donate to Africa. Here's the first one. Certificate of Appreciation. Recognize Denzel Snoddy. That is my government name. Denzel Snoddy. 23,915 life-saving meals. This ain't no joke. This is real. You see this? 2009, right? 2010, same thing. Certificate Appreciation. Recognized of Denzel Snoddy. The past 12 months, 19,100 life-saving meals. The whole year, I was constantly participating, sending money to Africa to feed the children. Are you putting in that work? Here's 2011. Same thing. Certificate of Appreciation of Recognition of Denzel Snoddy, which is my government name. 16,000 life-saving meals. Hungry children. I wanted to show you that because I'm not up here just talking out my mind. I'm not talking because I'm trying to prove something. I don't want you to follow me. I want you to take what you see, spread it out. I don't want your money. I don't want nothing. Because I know how some of you are. I've been doing this on the low for a long time. I just slowly started coming out. But other people like Dr. Umar Johnson, so you gotta support people like that. That's why I buy their products, their books. I buy Marcus Garvey books and things like that. You got to support the philosophies and opinions of Marcus Garvey. You understand? This is why you support your community. This is where you go to African festivals. You go to African festivals and you buy garments, original garments. Look at that. That ain't fake. It's real. It's a real African garment. This ain't nothing fake. Ain't nothing Chinese about this. For some of you brothers like to talk about Chinese. Ain't nothing Chinese behind that. That's real. And to me, I ain't never really had a problem with all that. That's what those people think psychologically, oh, it ain't real. A person trying to make money. If I see a black person trying to make money righteously, I'm going to help them. Authentic. Like this ark here. This ark is authentic. It's made, it's wood. It's man-made by a brother called Rasta Moon. I showed you a video about Rasta Moon. When my wife and I, we was downtown Brooklyn, and he was selling his different symbols and ornaments. And we went up and had a discussion with him. And Rasta Moon was making unks and all kinds of symbols. The Haru eye, so on, the scallop beetle, all these things. Are you keeping it real? Are you walking that path of righteousness? So help these brothers. Help these brothers who put that work in. I'm Chocolate Amun Ra. This is part 2. And part 3, we're going to talk about Christmas. Matter of fact, I'm not going to make no part 3. I'm going to end it right here. Because tomorrow's Christmas, and I'm going to put that work on Christmas. Because I did tell y'all, I put a challenge out. The challenge is to basically walk around my house so you can see what you can see now. There ain't no Christmas trees up in here. I don't believe in none of that. Because you don't understand the pagan and where Christmas comes from. It comes from Northway, Europe. And it started from the Dark Ages. And when when it trickled down by 1822 here in the United States, and by 1863, it became a business. And now it's worth $17 billion every year. Between $12 and $17 billion a year. This is Christmas. And guess who put in the most money? Yours truly. Black people. But you don't want to buy no black products. You don't want to support nobody. You don't want to support people who's trying to make an honest living. By giving you information and showing you who you are, telling you identity, and for you to take and research. Don't mix the Bible concept with spirituality. Don't mix religion between the Bible and spirituality. The Bible is a tool to use. Understand, the Bible is a tool. Some of you are too deep in your doctrine. You're too deep and you don't want to see it. So what you do is you become institutionalized. You become native, dishonest, because you don't want to know nothing else. Peace.